Okay, well, good morning, YouTube. Let's just take a look at Gemini. I went on a recap with it about yesterday and some of the problems I had yesterday with the bad trades. So let's go over to it right now. Here we are. So you can see the question I posed because I went off of the plan yesterday, and that was definitely the cause of the losing trades. So I said, good morning. I'd like to recap yesterday's QQQ and IWM trades. I actually didn't follow your suggestions. I entered both trades very early and didn't wait for the market to settle down. I did check with you when I was entering these trades, and you didn't remind me of our, uh, you know, 10 to 10:45 entry. That's what initially Gemini came up with. And let's see what it says here. Good morning. You're absolutely right. I owe you an apology. As your director, my job is to keep you on the script, not just watch you improvise. Yesterday, when you asked about Q and I'm at 9:30, I should have said, cut. It's not 10 a.m. We wait. Yeah. Um, Hindsight's 2020, even with AI, as you can see. So if you can't count on AI, what can you count on, right? So anyway, why waiting wins? You were spot on. We had simply followed the 10:45 rule yesterday. Would have been a completely different episode. Very true. Your entry 9:45. Well, you 6:29 calls when it's 6:28. The wait scenario 10:30 by 10:30 had flushed to 6:24. The difference. If you waited, you would have seen the trend break and never opened the trade. Result, you would have saved 30. No, I would have entered the trade when it was at 6:24 instead of 6:28, and it rebounded after that, and I would have made a bunch of money. Not a bunch, but I would have made some money. Uh, Same thing with IWM, although I had to hold that, so we'll see what it does this morning. We got a little bit of time before the market opens. So let's see what the new protocol is. To fix this, we are implementing a hard rule for the clawback series starting today. The 10 a.m. rule. Observation only. I will not give you strike prices. I will not give you confirmations. If you're asked about QO apply, it's not 10 a.m. Excellent. We're actually on Wednesday, January 14th, today. We have one mess to clean up from yesterday before we look at anything new. The swing trade. You're holding a call debit spread, expires Friday. It's likely down slightly, but IWM is resilient. Pre-market check. Up slightly from yesterday. Mission to exit the trade today, possible clear the PTs and free up the capital. Open, you look to sell for a scratch break even or small profit. Stop if it loses 259, we just cut it. Okay. Okay, I'm ready. I'll tell it. Uh, Ready. Do this. Uh, uh, so I'm going to pause for now, and we'll get back to this as soon as we can. Okay, we're back. Just closed that IWM trade. Spoke with the AI this morning, and it recommended getting out of it. I took an $8 loss to close it. Tried closing it with a $4 um, profit. It wouldn't fill, wouldn't fill. Lowered it, wouldn't fill, and eventually just did a market order. And it right here you can see the $8 for the day. So let's see what that puts me at. So I still got 176, still up from my $92 start, but yeah, not so good. Anyway, we'll come back later this morning, let this market settle, and see if we can get into a trade that's profitable. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this for now, and we'll come back and reevaluate. Okay, I'm back. So me and the Google AI have been doing some planning and some of the questions I asked it. So I started setting up some indicators here on my charts because I've never used them before, but I just thought it would be a good idea to try some. So I just put up some simple moving averages on here, and then I told Gemini that, and then it said to add these ones, the exponential moving average and the volume weighted average, and then it told me why that most day traders are using those, and it said excellent, and then And then obviously we're going to look at QQQ again today, and it asked me basically I asked it what the chart should be set up for, day, week, month, 1, 5, 10 minute. And then it said 1 minute chart, 1 day, or not 1 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute chart. It says a 1 minute's too fast. So a 5 minute chart, Goldilocks zone, 1 day, and then okay, it's 9:47. It asked if the what was the last candle, and was it above or below the VWAP? So basically, it was at this point right here. The last candle was red, and it was below the right here, the volume weighted average, which was the green. So it was below, and then now it's setting it up for the trade to be a bearish. So for the next 13 minutes before we make this trade, it says we got to identify the low of the day. Look at your chart. What is the lowest price QQQ touched so far this morning? It should be the bottom of the lowest wick. And then we only enter if it stays below the VWAP and starts pushing downward uh, toward that low after 10 a.m. So we're going to back out. So we are at the low of the day. So the low of the day was right here. Like what's that? 619.24, and it's still trading below this. Yeah, right there. 619.27.24, right in there. I can't zoom anymore. Right there. Yeah, 619.20, and we're still below that. We're actually below all of the indicators. Um, yeah. So let's just give it some time here. I'm going to pause again, but this is the trade AI set me up for, and let's hold tight until 10. And if it's still below here, and it is I think did it say below that number? Low of the day. It should be the bottom. Got it. The trigger. We only enter if it stays below the VWAP and starts pushing down toward that low after 10 a.m. Okay, so yesterday I didn't listen to this thing and I got into the trades too early and it cost me. Today we're going to follow it exactly and see what happens. Okay, we're just going to pause and come back. Okay, back with some updates. So we pulled the trade off just like Gemini told us to. We're in a bearish position now on QQQ. We've got a debit spread on a 618, 616 on the January 16th, 2 days out options. So we're hoping, obviously, that this continues on a downward momentum. Our stop loss is going to be here at the 620, and we need it to hit 616 or so, or below 617 to get any money out of it. As of right now, we're at a loss, and we're just going to sit tight and see what happens. That's about it. I'm going to pause and update you when anything changes. Okay, well, I've got an update. We pulled the trigger on closing that trade for a loss. So, AI was wrong today, and yesterday I didn't follow AI, and I was wrong. So that makes for 2 bad days in a row. But you know what? We're out, and we're disciplined, and we still have money in the account to claw our way back. So that's the plan. We're not going to trade anymore today. Just call it a day. Try again tomorrow, and I will see you then. Okay, hello there. I wanted to add a little recap of today's trades and the failures and the hindsight after looking at what the market did after I closed the trade. Um, Obviously, I'm trying to follow the AI strictly to see if it's going to be able to make me a better trader or help me in any way. And it told me to get out at that 620 mark, and I did. and it sat there and floated at the 620 and just was banging off of it, but eventually it turned around and dropped, and it went all the way down to like 615, which I would have got my full profit out of the trade, which would have been in the hundreds. So big mistake there. I should have held on and just weathered out that bouncing off of 620 for a little while, and then it did eventually turn the other way and go up to 619. So there's money there both ways. Just obviously picking it's almost impossible, and it is what it is. I don't know how to get better at this, but I'm trying, and I don't know if AI is any better than a person. Probably not, but maybe it can help me see some patterns and teach me a little bit. But anyway, peace. Good night.